I want to live a life where I'm completely true to myself and I can help and develop anybody that would like to learn something from me or get any sort of value from me, even if they don't completely agree with me on every subject, to give something back into the world that really helps somebody, someone, somewhere that is either going through something that I've already been through or that is currently challenged by something that I have an opinion that could possibly help them with. And I don't need to be right all the time, but I can tell you that the work that I do currently is the most fulfilling work I've ever done. And it's because when I get stopped for, let's say, a photo somewhere, they're not saying I saw you on a podcast. They're not saying, hey, it's cool, you play for a sports team. It's, you changed my life. Your videos helped me through this. And for that reason, I can't think of a better thing to do with my time on earth. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I can be true to myself while I'm doing it, and I don't have to wear a mask, and I don't have to say things that make people happy, but it's not how I feel. As long as I can be true to myself and be loved for who I actually am, and hated for that matter, and help people along the way, I can't think of a better thing to do with my life.
I have to ask you, I guess that background, you didn't grow up with the best lifestyle. You're one of the few people I've spoken with. I'd actually like your opinion on this as well. I don't feel like most entrepreneurs and successful men are self-made. I think self-made is an interesting term to begin with, but why did you see football as kind of a way out of your situation?
I was just looking at the people in front of me. I think a lot of life is that. Even if you want to choose a career, you want to choose a career, look at the guy that is successful in the industry that you're looking at doing. Watch his life very closely and honestly ask yourself, do I want this life in 20 years? Don't assume that you're going to reinvent the wheel or that you have something special that he doesn't have. Look at his life. Assume that you and that individual have the same set of talent, skills, ability, and will run into the same punches, and ask yourself, do you want that career? And so when I was in high school, I was looking at the people that they were giving me advice on my life. And I just asked myself, I'm like, do I want this? And I couldn't honestly say that I did. For me, I would have been working in the plants in South Louisiana, which, by the way, is a very important job. Just like the guy laying the roads outside. Like, we can't make it without the people that work with their hands and do the blue-collar jobs. You know, I have a passion for standing and fighting for these people. And it doesn't matter how far away I get from that, I will always respect it. For me, I knew that I did not want my life to revolve around clocking in and doing turnarounds so I could have a 401k or spend enough time working in said individual plant that I finally got to the point where I was making a couple $100,000 a year. I would have rather have risked it, gone bankrupt, taken a job that I could afford to lose while I built my goal again. I just couldn't see it. I think a lot of life is managing the gap between your expectations and your reality. And a lot of that comes from the work that you put in. People talk about, like, how did you get so confident? I believe you earn confidence. And I don't say this from like an egotistical place. Mm-hmm. The better I got over time, the more confident I became I could take the next step. And so the vision for myself even now continues to move in regards to how much I personally develop and put myself in situations to grow. I always say that success is a two-way street. It's partly climbing the mountain, doing the thing that you set out to do. Here's the vision for where I want to go with my life. This is what I want it to look like. But as you're going down that path of developing yourself, you had better be looking for bigger mountains to climb. Because the danger is that if you don't find a bigger mountain to climb, you're going to get to the top of your mountain. To be happy again, which is the growth, the climbing, you're going to either have to find another mountain really fast or self-sabotage yourself back down the mountain you're on just so you can climb again. All the happiness is the climb. It's the chase. That's life. For me, even to this day, the more I climb, the more confident I get, the more I realize that I'm capable of doing bigger and bigger things. But that's just me earning confidence and then making sure that I'm looking out ahead of me with whatever new skill sets I've built, whatever new opportunities I have, and I'm identifying a new goal That way, once I get to the top, I can just keep climbing. And so I think that's a very important thing for any person to do.